I know this is a short, kind of a short swing here. So if you're out there and you want to watch something funny or just want to hear Star Wars talk, I'm here. You know the rules. I won't go over them, but the regulars know the rules. And the people who don't know the rules that show up and try to troll, we'll find out what the rules are. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about how John Favreau and Dave Filoni were awarded for actually Mandalorian, and they got the awards for best streaming drama for Mandalorian. Dave Filoni and Favreau got statuettes. So award season is upon us for TV, and it looks like Mandalorian is going to do well. I really think the whole Luke Skywalker thing really brought home the fact that you have to do things right or don't do them at all. All right. So yeah, there it is. And I'm proud of it. I'm really, you know, they did a really good job, especially that last episode. That was the kick-ass episode that everybody needed. Then we've got, anyway, this morning, somebody that you all know, Mr. Bond, decided to take it up with Pablo about John Favreau's statements about how emotional he got when R2D2 showed up. And that's the thumbnail. So far, no answer from Mr. Hidalgo. So really, there's not much to talk about. I just wanted to relax and chill for a little while. So how is everybody in the chat? I hope you're all doing well. If you are in the path of the hurricane, I hope that you have made it out fine. It looks like Valiant Renegade is going to go live pretty soon, so we'll find out from his end. It was supposed to hit landfall in a Cat 5, and it just, I haven't really seen a lot of news about how bad it got, if it really got that bad. Probably a lot of precautions were taken that weren't taken during Katrina. Oh, he's right here, Dave. He's wandering around. He just came over and said hi, and then now he's in the kitchen. Get out of there, Coach. Come on. He is who he is, Yesterday was the first time I was sitting out. We've got a bench out on the front porch, and I was sitting out there with him messing around, and he sat down in front of me like he was guarding me. He did it till I got ready to leave. So he's getting older now. He's getting a little more territorial about the yard, about protecting his peeps. So we're gonna go for a walk in a little bit. I just wanted to go live for a few minutes just because I'm bored, and just to say, hey, there's really nothing going on. No real big Star Wars news. I'm kind of waiting for Doomcock to see if what he's heard about layoffs coming at Lucasfilm are the same as what I think they are. I'm pretty sure Pablo's done. They just haven't announced it. I think he's been done for a long time. I think maybe if he's not out the door, he will be, and he knows it. Just because, But really, we really need some answers, I think. And I'm trying to devise a way of getting those answers, getting someone from Lucasfilm to spill the beans, as it were. That's going to take me getting back on Twitter and, pulling some plugs, or pulling some, kicking the hornet's nest, poking the bear. There are people out there that will spill the beans. I think I've already identified the weak link. So we'll have to see. I have to figure out how to do this. Because to me, it would shut a lot of people up, I think, if somebody inside Lucasfilm would just say, hey, this is, you know, out of anger and emotion would say something. But again, I really don't think that it would take much. Here's a funny thing. If you watched the Disney thing and Favreau talking about the fans, that is a direct 180 of emotion shouldn't be shared. What Pablo said. It is a direct 180. So I can't imagine who in the upper echelons got hold of that tweet, but he literally was trying to trip over his tongue, trying to apologize after he did it. And that says a lot about who's really in charge at Lucasfilm now. I mean, it really, really does. I'm really, really intrigued by that whole event. But anyway, really, there's nothing really going on. I mean, you know, I mean, you know, the new Dune movie's coming out in a month. We got Ghostbusters 3 Afterlife coming out in November. So we've got some good stuff, but we got to wait till December for the Book of Boba Fett. So that's the thing. That's where it's going to get real, you know, and of course the story group is still putting out their stupid comic books. And Star Wars UK was the official Star Wars account was posted a photograph of Alden Ehrenreich, Harrison Ford, and it was really weird. I gotta tell you, the more I think about this, and here's the deal, Ehrenreich can't work on anything anyway. He's working, actually, they just started filming Elizabeth Banks directed movie called Cocaine Bear in Ireland, actually. So he's not available. And the idea, I mean, I really do think they're thinking about a solo or origin story, but it's not going to be him. People just don't like him. The people that do are this is what I wanted to talk about. Twitter isn't real. All right. Remember the guy when Dave Filoni was interviewed by Good Morning America, and they were talking about you know, they were talking about how excited the fans were for the Bad Batch. They first talked to Pete Fletzer, who is a well-known ageist, even though he's in his, I would say in his mid-60s. I mean, if you look at this guy, you'd be like, you're bitching Harrison Ford, and you're 65? What? You know. And then there was that bald guy with the lizard monkey on his neck with the weird serial killer eyes, and the Make Solo 2 Happen thing. There's a lot of people out there that are doing that lately from what I've seen, and they're not going to do it. First off, I don't think, here's the deal. Bob Chapek is not on Twitter. Okay? He doesn't care about Twitter. He has no fucks to care about Twitter. Maybe some young, stupid marketing executive's like, well, this is trending on Twitter. He's like, and? Does that translate into dollars? No, so I don't care. Okay, that's Bob Chapek in a nutshell. All right. I really think they're wasting their time. But they're going to use Twitter because that's all they know, to try to force things that no one wants in the real world. And, you know, if you go into anybody's Twitter account, like Ryan Johnson's got like 50% bots. Oh, you're right, Dave. But These people, I mean, first off, they feel sorry for Aaron Yuck. Why? Is he dying of cancer? Is something going on in his life? Is he an addict? Probably. Is he, you know, did his kitty die or what? The guy is the son of the accountant of Steven Spielberg. Therefore, he's probably the son of a millionaire. There's that. Second of all, obviously he's never had to work for any fucking thing in his life. And you feel sorry for him. No, 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 no. Why? Guy's a pampered pooch, and you can tell by the way he portrayed the character of Han Solo. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't fucking get it. Again, authentic masculinity is not acted. It is genuine. It is authentic. Okay, like I said, you don't act it. Clint Eastwood doesn't act authentic masculinity. John Wayne didn't. Gary Cooper didn't. William Holden didn't. Okay. Clark Gable didn't. Steve McQueen didn't. Harrison Ford doesn't. It is not a method. It is the guy either has it or he doesn't. Alden Ehrenreich has never lived a life of defining who he is as a man. You know what I'm saying? He never joined the military. He's never had to work with his hands. He's never had to worry about supporting himself and his family. He's never had anything really bad happen to him except for maybe Solo. That was his fault because he took the role. He was arrogant and conceited enough in his lack of talent, mind you, to think he could play Han Solo. No. So the people out there, that bald weird guy from the awful that weird bald guy with the lizard monkey, and all the rest of these lunatics wanting this they don't get the character either. They really don't. You're not talking. Here's the deal. These fans aren't intelligent. All right. Bald weird guy. I doubt he's ever had to clean a bathroom, let alone do anything that an actual man would do. So how would he know? How would these people understand why fans who grew up in the 70s would be insulted by Alden Ehrenreich? When I was skimming through that movie, I was like, who the actual fuck does he think he is? Who the hell does he think he is? Just because Uncle Steven said, I think he's funny. That's not the point of Han Solo. He said some sarcastic, smart aleck lines and was very independent of Leia. There's a guy, a singular human being, man, who's never taken orders from anybody well. And he's going to take orders from a 5'1", 80-pound girl. You get to Solo, and he's a cuck. What the fuck? That's the thing that bothers me. There was no sense of a past. With him in the original trilogy, you didn't know what his past was, but you kind of had a sense that he had one. They give him a past in this movie, and it's like, this didn't make. Yeah, you're right. This isn't the Hans. This isn't the movie that would show us who that guy was in the cantina in A New Hope. This is a movie written by someone who didn't want to do it, directed at first by two people who never should have been near it. The cast led by a twerp, with a balding head, and he's not bitter. He's just a smartass. He's sarcastic. I don't think he's got anything to be bitter about. He's when you look at it, you got, oh, hey, Mazarus. I'm not sending my dog to chase the cat. I'm sorry. He was just standing in the window growling and barking before I came live. The Solo we meet in A New Hope is a guy that has at least lived the last decade or more worried about surviving. That's not bitter. That's a survivor. Okay. He's made a reputation of being very good at what he does, and he's a bit intimidating. But he's got to be. Part of that reputation is if he's got that blaster, okay, the Wookiee, but the blaster, okay, that comes right out of the Old West. And when you start reading about how the gunfighters, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. And he's got this debt hanging over his head that you realize that he couldn't help what happened. But all things being equal, Jabba wants you either bring me the spice or you give me the money for it. One or the other, I'm gonna get, or you're dead, okay? And he's got to pay Jabba back. Again, he's a survivor, and he lives for himself and Chewbacca. That's it. He's not the guy that, I mean, when I think of Han Solo as a teenager and I look at the origin story, and I think of him, being experienced in that, kind of indentured servitude to a real bad guy, and wanting out, seeing things that he wanted in his life, wanting to have a respect, okay, and by the time you get to A New Hope, that kid might still be there, but he's been so, not abused, but he's so jaded by all the experiences he's had. Bria Theron, being court-martialed and kicked out of the Navy because he saved Chewbacca. Going into a life that he's good at, that he ends up liking but didn't really want to have. Okay, you start thinking that, and not trusting anybody. I mean, there are guys out there that I know that have been really heartbroken over what some women have done to them. And when you think about what Bria did, that's shitty. That is really, really shitty. Because she didn't say anything, she just left. But she's a better character than Quiera. Quiera's just a scumbag. Okay, they've got her now in the middle of the War of the Bounty Hunters. They really, 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 the story group really hates Han and Leia being together. They really do. They can't, but look, if you go to fanfiction.net, that's where they all belong. They really do. Quiera, when I look at the guy we knew in the OT, and in canon, aka Legends, not really. See, man, he never would have even spent 3 seconds on Quiera because he'd have seen her for what she was. A slut and a scam artist. Not to be trusted. Okay? He wouldn't have given a shit about her. This is where they don't understand the character. There's a reason why he was so jaded and not trusting anybody and thinking Luke and Obi-Wan were crazy. Okay? Because he'd seen too much just around. And the world he grew up in wasn't conducive to having hope. He did have hope when he was a kid, and it was dashed. Okay? And he learned. And it's really something when you look at what they're trying to do, knowing no one's reading this shit, no one wants it, and it's like, let it go, guys. This is just bad. So yeah, they haven't said anything. I haven't seen it trending anywhere, but there's still a group of idiots out there who want to see Solo 2 happen. And part of it, I think, comes from that stupid comic book that no one's reading, except for fake bots on Twitter. You know, I don't think Bob Chapek would give them 2 seconds of his time to hear their whining. Again, he doesn't go on Twitter. He doesn't care about Twitter. He cares about making the investors happy. How do you make the investors happy? Making the customers happy. And Solo 2 wouldn't make any customers happy. All right? Yeah, I do. I do. You know, if they did it to Legends, they can do it to the story group. And I honestly think that this timeline, this alternate timeline will end up being what they're working on. Because what I think they're going to do is shove all that shit in an alternate timeline and then never visit it again. If they do a Han Solo spin-off origin TV show, I don't think it's going to have anything to do with that movie. It can't, because the movie was so bad and so poorly received. They know they're not going to get anybody to watch it. None of us will. And we're the ones that spend the money. The people who want it don't. In fact, I'm going to tell you something. How many of the SJWs that screamed about Rey and all the rest of that shit, how many of them actually saw the sequel trilogy? None. I'll bet you none. I'll bet you they didn't see it at all. Okay, I really do. I'll bet you they didn't see it at all. You know, it's just really interesting to me watching all this happen, seeing it going on and going, you see it happening. And it's fascinating watching Lucasfilm changing in front of everybody's faces. This stuff started happening in 2018. All right. And Solo was the last straw for Disney, I think, with Kennedy and all the rest of this. I mean, there's a reason why. Yep. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Another one of my subscribers said they saw a wall of rays. Hey, Matt Piranha, so it's they're not buying anything. And it's really kind of, I feel sorry for them, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, whatever, dudes. Whatever. You guys suck. And they suck. But anyway, I just wanted to come live because, I was bored. And anyway, so, I mean, what could we talk about? I think Star Wars Theory is getting ready to film the next part of his Darth Vader show. I think this is interesting. Not talking Star Wars right now. Ghostbusters Afterlife is opening the same weekend as the Eternals. Think about it. What movie do you think is going to win that little war? Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm going to sit there at the theater on a Friday afternoon and go like this and watch. with my hand across my, like this, and popcorn on one side, soda on the other. You know, it is what it is. The Dune movie, I'm not. Oh, Cinna Dave, I can't wait to see it. I really can't. I mean, dude. No, you don't. And especially the Eternals. I don't know it's that movie Eternals is even about. And that's the thing. And watching, you know, the I don't know what, but I'll tell you something else. Shang-Chi and the Eternals flopping tells me that if they flop, that's gonna be a hell of a lot. You're right, Dave. It's gonna be a hell of a lot easier for Chapek to move Feige out in the long run. Okay, I think Feige's got one more year in his contract, and the reason why all this shit is going down Scarlett Johansson is because Feige and Brian Lord are upset because Disney's changing. All right, no more of this bullshit. No more of the woke Stanian bullshit. And then we got that. And, you know, it's just, this is, you know, all this stuff going on. We have found a song for the Luke Skywalker tribute. It'll work. I just have to finish up the script and I haven't done it. I'm really tired. So, and usually it's because I haven't exercised and, this afternoon, and I really gotta get that done. So I'm gonna do that after I do aerobics or do my elliptical. But I gotta take the dog to the park. Anyway, I'm really like intrigued by what's gonna happen this fall. Going to Kennedy. What did I say yesterday? If we don't hear anything by the 20th, she's either been given a 1-year contract to finish out the indie movie and to go out on her magic carpet, or her contract is running out. That is the hard date. If it's not done by then, that's it. Okay. And I scour Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, and the rest of them. And I haven't seen anything that makes me think that anything that has been said in the last few days is true. Okay. It's too bad that something like this has to be so divisive. Everybody wants her gone. Everybody. But the idea of giving people too much credit for something really that wasn't either that difficult to project or prophesize, giving anybody credit for being lucky is bullshit. And then getting upset when people disagree with you is bullshit. Okay? We're all supposed to be on the same side, are we not? See where we're going? See how that works? It's just too bad. So I'm like, you know, and what else? There's nothing really else going on. It's just been a really quiet evening, and or day, evening. God, this is where I am. I'm tired. You know, I hate this place where we're at, where there's not much to talk about. There's really no news, and you can tell there's no news. Here's the deal: when there's nothing really solid to talk about, people start getting antsy and drama happens. It's true. And I see that happening a lot. And it's too bad. But I don't blame our side. I blame the other side. I really, really do. You know, it's like, dudes, you want the same things we want. What's wrong with you? You know? But anyway, I'm done. I've got to go. I got to go take the dog out. Let him go for a walk. So I will see you guys later. I'll see you around the galaxy. Behave, be well. Anything happens, I will be back. See you guys later.